Hi, this is Dan from iDrinkYourWine.com. We're here today in Andy Perdue's backyard, his own personal little vineyard. Andy's the editor of Wine Press Northwest, and he actually has some wine made from grapes that he grows back here.
I planted some Sangiovese vines about 6 years ago. I just have 10 vines. The idea behind it was if I was going to be a wine writer that I should know a little bit more about what I'm writing about. So I planted some vines so I kind of learned the process of taking care of the vines and harvesting them and measuring bricks and things like that. I promised my wife I would not make wine, and I've not broken that promise. So what we've done each year is we'll harvest the grapes, and it's usually, well, maybe 100 pounds or 150 pounds. And I make some jelly from it each year, which is absolutely delicious. And we usually have enough to last about, well, till about December, it seems. We eat it pretty fast. And I make some sorbet from it, and my daughter really loves that. I've made popsicles from the juice, etc. And we just have some fun with it. And a buddy of mine, Ken Robertson, who's actually one of our columnists for Wine Press Northwest, he makes sparkling wine as a hobby. He'll make it from blackberries, or he makes it from Riesling, and if he can just get some juice from someplace, he'll make the sparkling wine. And a couple of years ago, he said, hey, if you can get me 5 gallons of juice from your grapes, I will make some sparkling wine. And so we've done that the last 2 years. I juiced the grapes, and I said, but I want it to be a red sparkler because that's so rare in our country. You'll see some from Australia, but not really from the United States. So he made a red sparkling wine from Sangiovese grapes from my backyard, and I think he makes probably about 3 cases, and we split it up, and it's bone dry, it's beautiful red, it's got tons of fruit, and it's absolutely delicious.
Great.
And so I'd like to share a glass of that with you as well. I'd like you to have a jar of the jelly to take home and try on your toast in the morning.
Great, thank you. Wow.
So you're not only going to taste my wine, you're going to eat my jelly.
Eat the grapes too.
Exactly.
Besides drinking your wine, I'm going to eat your grape jelly.
Exactly.
Here's a little bit of Andy's sparkling wine here. This is some amazing stuff. Just the color alone is enough to make you want to drink this. Boy, this is great looking. Well,
cheers.
Here's to Andy's.
Chin chin. I mean, it's bone dry.
Yeah.
I mean, just tons of fruit.
Yeah.
Lots of berries, strawberries, raspberries.
Wow.
I mean, that is just fresh, delicious stuff.
Yeah.
And this is not something I want to age more than, probably a year.
Sure.
You want to drink through this pretty quickly.
Wow.
That's what it's meant to be, and this is a homemade wine.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to make it, so I didn't have to break the promise to my wife.
There you go. It's important to keep those promises, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I love the nose on it. The nose is just exploding with fruit.
Wow, absolutely. And we're still getting bubbles there and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And when we popped the cork on that, boy, it just bubbled for a long time. It was overflowing that for a bit. The reward for all that hard work in the backyard, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. Excellent.
And it is bone dry. This would go really well with. In fact, this would go really well with barbecue ribs. I think.
Yeah, it would.
And sparkling wine is one of those wines that we tend to not drink enough of. We drink it when there's a celebration, and we should drink it, when we feel like having a good wine with good food. Yeah.
Well, this would be great, for summer as well. Nice and chilled like this. It's perfect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to try my popsicle someday. When it gets to be about 100 degrees out here.
I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah, if I can get one away from your daughter, of course.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have a bottle of British Columbia Cab here that we're going to test out. Andy comes highly recommended from Andy. You want to tell us a little bit about this one, Andy?
You bet. This is from a winery called Kettle Valley Winery. They're north of Penticton, British Columbia, in a little area called the Naramata Bench. And the story behind this very quickly is that on September 11th, 2001, I happened to be in British Columbia doing some research for my book, and I got tired of sitting around watching the TV that day, and it was a pretty depressing day for all of us, I think. And so I went ahead and headed out to one of the wineries where I had an appointment. And, the guy and I talked a little bit about what was going on, and we started tasting through the wines. And that's pretty good. That's good. And then I got to this Cabernet. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And so I tried to keep my cool. And I said, how much is this? And he says, well, it's 25 Canadian. And at that point, it was about I think it was like 65 cents on the dollar. I said, "Oh, how much you got left?" He goes, "Well, I just have these 2 bottles." I said, "Well, I'll take them." And then every year I've gone back and I bought more and more of these wines. And this is the 2002 Cabernet Reserve Crest Vineyard. So it's an estate vineyard, very little made, about just about 25 cases.
Wow.
Or actually probably about 50 cases. Somewhere it depends year to year. And I think when you smell and taste this, you're going to say, "Oh my God," because it's that way every year.
I'm telling you now, when you pop the cork on that, I was standing probably 6 feet away, and the nose, it just rushed over at me.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And for me, nose is a big part of wine, especially like if I. And this is.
This has
Wow.
got black raspberries.
Yeah.
It's got some chocolate, some black pepper, and dark berries. This is just a stunning wine. And it is every single year it's like this.
Wow, that is good. That's really good.
Would you ever guess this was from British Columbia?
I would not at all.
No.
Not a chance.
Now the structure kind of lends itself to that. It's modest tannins, high acidity, from those cool nights that they get up there, and it makes it so food friendly. This really calls for a really nice piece of prime rib or a well seasoned steak or something. And my wife, who's my wife loves wine. She's not as big a fan of Cabernet as she is of Syrah. But when I open one of these, she'll kind of look at me and she'll say, "Is this meal really Kettle Valley worthy?"
Wow.
So this is
wow.
This is a pretty special wine in our house.
It really is nice. Yeah. I'm loving the color and that note. Let's keep going back to that. Well, thanks, Andy. I got to say, I'm honored here.
Well, you're Kettle Valley worthy. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. And what better day to do this? Tax day and all that stuff. What better time to drink really good wine?
Exactly.
Before the government sticks their hand deep in your pocket.
Well, as Canadian, they tend to be a little more socialist than us. They actually dip deeper into your pocket than we do. So.
Well, again, we're here with Andy Perdue from Wine Press Northwest. Thanks so much for hosting me, Andy. This has been a pleasure. I'm truly honored to have you share this wine with me, and also the stuff from your own vineyard.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed this experience, and enjoying what you're doing.
Good. Well, thanks a lot. You've helped us out a lot. I'd like to thank you for that as well. Okay, well, this is Dan from MyDrinkYourWine.com. If you're buying, I'm drinking. Cheers.
Cheers.
Life is good.
Yes.